angle and this angle from where I am are pretty much parallel. So I'm just going to assume that that's about like that. I don't know yet where these other things are coming in here. I don't know that yet, but I'm just establishing this. Now let's see, does this go all the way to the corner? Aha, it does. Good. I was pretty much in line there. So now I want to see, well, where's the seat gonna come into, and what angle is between this and this? Is this parallel to the top of my paper? No, it's like this, or the bottom of my paper. It's an angle like this. So let's get this angle. Well, we can do that with this. We know what this angle is. That's not arbitrary anymore. We're going to get this angle. Great, there's that angle. Well, how far is this? This almost halfway. 1, 2, this is almost halfway. Little, if this is halfway, it's about right there. And the angle we just found out was there. There's that angle of the seat. I think if I did at the top of this, maybe the bottom of the seat. So it goes, I'm looking at that angle. I'm not looking at where it stops, where it starts. I'm just looking at the angle right now. I'm just dividing the space. Okay, next angle I want to find this angle. So we have this one, I want this one. Great, but where does it turn? Where does the angle start? Turn from here, here, here? Where does the angle? This is pretty a mild turn here, but I would say the center of it's about right there. Okay, well, what can we use against this now? Aha, we know where this is. Let's go straight up and see. Oh, pretty close, pretty close. It's a little bit further right. Remember, this comes, so here's the edge of this, comes straight up. Where does it hit? A little bit left of that corner. Let's see that here. So if it hits here, it's a little bit, I would say that's a good place for that. Let's test it. If I go straight up, where does it, an imaginary line straight up to this corner, which we have. This comes a little bit to the right of that. So that would tell me that I'm a little bit off. So maybe I would adjust this to be a little bit more like that. And later on, these will become, it'll become clearer what needs to be adjusted. Remember, I'm not doing this in a mathematical way. I'm doing this by eye and by measuring. Now, now we're going to look at where does this angle convert? Where does this come into here? Well, that's not arbitrary because we have this and we have this. Where's that? 1, 2, 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, about 3.5. So it's about right there where this comes. And what's the angle? What's the angle between this and this? We can get that angle. So I'm going to, I should have actually put these 4 legs in first, but I'm gonna this one I'm doing by eye. Sometimes that's a big mistake, but I'm doing it anyway. And then how far does it come down? Well, it comes down to here. Aha, okay, well, how far is that from here? So here's where this leg is, and here's this one. We know where this, so how many of this? 1, 2, 3, it's about a fourth. It's about a fourth between here and here, here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4, just about right there. There's our back leg. And we know that this leg hits this one. There's an interesting telltale sign. This hits right there. Okay, good. And this is parallel to this. So we know that this, and we know that this is the corner here. So we know that this comes just left of the corner, right? And it's parallel to this angle. Good. All right, we have that. And you know, sometimes you have to kind of jar your brain and think, okay, where am I? Where am I with this? And what is this? Oh yeah, this is that back leg. Well, oh yeah, it would create this little triangle, this little space right here. Where would I see that? Oh yeah, that's going to go all the way to this line. Really, it goes all the way to this line. It looks to me that I have the angle wrong because it's not going way up there. It's coming here, which is about 1, 2, it's about almost a third. 1, 2. Really, it's coming to about there. So what's messing up? So it's telling me that it's more like that. I'm looking that this is parallel to this. And I'm gonna get rid of that one for right now. Okay, how far from here to the back of the seat? Well, first of all, let's find this back leg. So the back leg, we decided comes right where it hits this. And we moved this down, so it's about right here. But do I have this angle correctly? That looks a little off to me. Looks a little off, so I'm gonna push this down a little bit. I'm always adjusting. I'm always letting go of my reality and mathematics and doing what feels right. I keep backing up. And looking to see if this feels right. This feels about half and half to me. Remember, this is going to be rounded. This is going to be rounded. And this I know is rounded, but because it's right at eye height, it's just about right there. How much above this? Yep, it's about right like that. So there's that. And then now I know between here and here, this one hits halfway. Between here and, oh, we don't have the back of the seat yet. So we need to do that. We need to get the back of the seat. So I'm looking at this angle here from here, and I'm putting that in right there. I'm looking at this little triangle and it feels like that, but there's some depth to the seat like there. And then I'm looking at how it turns the corner here and goes past this line. Remember, this is the chair leg, but that goes behind there. So how far does it go past that? Well, let's see. I'm just looking two-dimensionally. 1, 2, 3 from the back here. 4, it's about a fifth. So this, what is this angle? This angle is that's that angle, and then there's this one, and this one comes this far in front of the angle there. Down like this, about this far, and then this angle right here, that is less. Make sure that this goes behind it there. And where's that other leg come to? Let's measure it from this. We know where this one is now, sort of. I kind of messed that up, but it's right parallel to that. Parallel to that. So that's where this one's going to be. There's the bottom of that. The other one hits right here. So now we have our 4 legs. There, 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 there. There they are. Then we have the depth of this. Put that in. I'm not looking at the easel or anything like that. Now let's see, this one comes to here. Where does this chair rail? I mean, this rung. This rung and this rung are parallel. How far is this one below here? It's about halfway the width of the seat. Here's the width of the seat. So it comes about halfway, and it's parallel to this. The front one, how far between here and here is here and here. It's about halfway. This is here. Practically, it's a little bit higher. Then notice the leg here, here. Here's where the rung is. Look at that angle. Very, very close. Very close. So there's the rung. And then it has to be parallel to this one. There's the rung. So we have all the angles now. And then what I like to do at this stage is get another piece of charcoal. I'm getting a piece of just some more fatter charcoal, and I'm squinting my eyes at this, and I'm looking at this mid-tone, and I'm looking at this. Just keep squinting just to see some of this darkness. Because this is going to help me when I go to my painting to find some interesting darks and lights. Shadow comes all the way up on this chair. It's not light and bright there. This is light and bright. We can really kind of exaggerate that. I keep looking over here while I'm drawing this. And this light, this darkness really does come right up on that chair. Covers, even the shadow covers the top of this leg, doesn't it? Kind of covers that rung too. So this kind of value study will just help me feel out how I would move this to a painting. This is pretty dark here. This one is pretty dark. This rung is pretty dark at the bottom. So back up a little bit, see what that will help me with whatever I decide to do with it. Questions?
Looks hard.
It's not easy, and I'm not asking. Yeah, it's going to take a while. So you have about a half an hour. I know some of you have already started to draw your, but remember, the first thing that I want you to take into consideration is where, let me put this back on this. It is not easy. I understand that. It's where, you know, when you get to your drawing paper, and by the way, this is from a roll of butcher paper. I went to the grocery store to look for freezer paper because I use that instead of palette paper because it is so much cheaper, but I couldn't find it, so I ended up having to buy palette paper. But there was butcher paper there, and it's really nice for drawing. So yes, you do. This is not easy, but break it apart first, the four walls, so you can determine where it's going, and then the points, and keep checking them against each other.
I have a question.
Yes.
We have other things, the environment around the chair.
Right.
Today, we're just trying to represent the chair itself.
Today, it's just a simple drawing of where this chair sits in space. That's all it is. And And after you draw that, make sure, or even steps along the way, put it up on Padlet, because if you're having trouble with it, unless you have the camera facing your easel like I had, I can't help you unless you then take a picture and put it up on the Padlet, and
Right.
bring it right into the slideshow so I can show you, help you out with that.
Right,
No,
okay.
it's not, it's not easy. It's not easy. And later on, so let's, I just want to, good question, Deanna, about surroundings. In this photograph, if I was using this and I was really wanting to do a painting of the feeling of the stuff in the studio, later on, I might come in here and put some information. Here's the chair rail that comes in here. Maybe there's something really dark within the dark. Remember, I made this all dark. Well, you know what? It's actually not completely dark, because there's stuff that's even darker, and that's what's going to start building and translating to the interior. There's a table back here, and I'm not sure how much information I'd want to put, but there's a table and there's actually an easel back here. So maybe I'd want to put the feeling of some of the other information back there. So it has the feeling of art studio. I wouldn't sweat that part of it right now, for sure. But I might tell myself, oh yeah, this would be a cool painting of the art studio. And let's see what could happen in a half an hour, and don't sweat. And I'm also not at noontime. Well, it's going to be noon for me, 2 to you. This class goes from 12 to 2. But I'm not in a rush. I don't have to get anywhere. So if you want to just continue working and putting things up, I can stay for about another half an hour. I just find it fun to look at your work and help you through this.